Chapter 8. The next 2 days go by smooth as buttermilk. Shiloh gets biscuits or toast and a couple bites of ham for breakfast, and then in the evening I fix him up some frankfurters cut up with a mix with some cream and little chunks of cheese. He don't much like the cheese. It sticks to his teeth, and then he turns his head sideways when he chews, trying to get it off. Licks the chops afterwards, though. He throws up the first time he eats the stuff. Too rich for his belly, I guess. But after that, he managed to keep it down just fine, and all the while, he's fattening out a little. Each day, it's a little harder to see his ribs. I know my secret can't go on forever, though. Only had the dog for 6 days, and that evening I find out that Judd Travers wants to hunt on our land, up the hill and over to the far woods. Thinks maybe he could find himself a quail over there, he says. When Dad tells us that piece of news at dinner, my whole body goes cold. I want to jump up and scream no, but I just grip my chair and wait it out. Ray, I don't like that idea at all, Ma says. You never asked to hunt on his land, and I don't want him hunting on ours. If we let him, we've got to let anyone else who asks. And one of those shots could find its way down here. I'll tell him no, said Dad. Don't like the idea myself. I'll tell him the kids play up there. I stopped gripping the chair, but my heart still goes on thumping hard. I'm thinking how maybe Judd Travers has hold of the idea that I got his dog hid, and there he's looking for an excuse to snoop around. Having Shiloh a secret is like a bomb waiting to go off. Next day, Dad comes home with more news. Good news to him, bad news to me. Can't figure it out, he says, walking through the door with a sack of in his hands. Folks are taking to leaving me food in their mailboxes, Lou. Used to be it was just Ma Ellison and her banana bread, but found me a ham sandwich today in Nora Klinger's box and half a baked pie in Saunders. Do I look thin to you or something? Ma laughs. Maybe it's just you're the best mail carrier that ever had on the route. Well, got half a pie for dessert tonight anyways, Dad says. Oh, brother, I say to myself. Maybe Mr. Wallace is doing more talking than I figured. He wouldn't come right out and tell the folks that I was in the store buying cheap food, but he might just pass it along to the Preston's family in hard times, and suddenly food starts appearing. That's the way it is here. The next day, Ma rides into town with Dad, taking the girls along, and goes shopping for some new sneakers for Darrell Lynn and socks and underpants for Becky. First time I have the whole place to myself, and I let Shiloh run pure free. I bring him down the hill to the house, feed him on the heels of a loaf of bread, new bread, and leftover sausage from the breakfast and a bowl of milk. Then I let him lick all the oatmeal pan. I show him every one of the 4 rooms, hold him on my lap on the porch, swing and laugh when he tries to stand up and the seat himself while he swings moving. I let him smell the couch where I sleep, and I crawl under the front steps to sniff out the mold that lives there. I follow him all over creation when he takes off after rabbit. Then he gives up when he sees I'm not going to shoot the rabbit. No way. But I figure my luck's going to run out. I don't get him back up into his pen soon. About noon, I take him back, and he goes right into the gunny sack in the lean-to. He's too tuckered out. It's just in time, too, because when I get back, there are dishes done for Ma, and the house picked up some. I look out there. She comes up with Elaine, Darylyn, and Becky and their new packages, and somebody gave them a lift. You can always count on that around Friendly. Ma's pleased I got the dishes done, I can tell. Nice to come back to a clean house, Marty, she tells me. Had good luck with my shopping, too. Wasn't a thing I'd bought that wasn't on sale. Darlin wore her new sneakers home and got blister already, but she don't care. She's so glad to have something new. When I walk into the kitchen next, Ma's looking on her face in the mirror over the sink. Got her eyebrows raised high. Then she pushes them low and raises them again. When she sees me studying her, she says, Marty, I got frown lines on my face. Tell me the truth now. I look at her good. Sure don't see any, I say. I don't neither. Ma's got a pretty face, plain. but smooth. Well, I don't either, but two people this morning asked me if how I was feeling, and one of them wants to tell me to take what to take for headaches. I figure that folks think I have headaches. I must have been doing a lot of frowning. Whoomp, whoomp, whoomp. There goes my heart. Folks think that they got a remedy for something. They'll tell all you whether you need it or not. And I say, I sound so grown up, I hardly recognize myself. So scared inside, though, my stomach's shaking. Ma's taking out all the things she thought she was putting on the table, taking the price tags off Becky's underpants and socks. I saw David's mom at the dollar store. She says they've got relatives coming tonight. She wanted to know if she could bring David up here tomorrow when the rest of them go to Parkersburg. I told her yes. Okay, I say, but all the while I'm thinking, what am I going to do with David? Keep him off that hill. Take him up towards the old Shiloh schoolhouse, maybe? Walk along the river? Funny thing is, you've got yourself a dog. You sometimes feel like you don't need anyone else. Used to be I'd like to wait in the window for David Howard to come along up here to visit. Nobody else loves you as much as a dog, except your ma, maybe. That night, Ma makes me a fried chicken for the supper. The first time in a long while. I put away a wing and a thigh in the saucer to eat later. I tell Ma, and I add a spoonful of squash, which might be good for Shiloh's insides. He eats anything that's frankfurters and cheese, and sour cream is all gone. I got to be watching for table scraps again, and go out and start can collecting soon. Dad's working on the pickup after dinner, changing the oil. Becky and Darlene's turning somersaults in the grass, and Ma's cleaning up the kitchen. Soon her back is turned. I sneak the food off the saucer and head up the hill to see Shiloh. I can tell Shiloh likes the fried chicken better than he likes the sour cream frankfurters mess that I've been eating all week. Even eats the squash, and then he licks my hands and my fingers to get all the salt off anyway. I'd touch a piece of chicken. Since I'd already taken him all over creation that morning, I didn't feel he'll miss much of it. I don't take him out again, so I go around scooping up all the dog do, like I do every day, and toss it over the fence, and I lie down on my back in the grass and cover my face with my arms. Our favorite game. Shiloh goes nuts, trying to uncover my face, nudging my arms with his nose, tail 90 miles an hour. Never whines like some dogs do, though, even when we're out for the meadow, tracing like the wild. He'll start barking, and I'll be like, shh, shh, and he stops right off. Wish I could let him make a little noise. It's not natural. I know how to keep an animal so quiet, but he's happy quiet, not scared quiet. I know that much. I move my arms all over my face after a while, and I let him rest his paw on my chest, and I'm lying there petting his head, and he's got his happy dog smile face on. The breeze is blowing, and a cool air from the west, and I figure I'm about to be happy right as then as you could get. And then I hear someone say, "Marty?" I look up, and there's Ma. Oh.